It's the Volquest 2-minute drill on this Saturday. Tennessee's first fall camp scrimmage is in the books. Offense, no surprise to anyone, was lacking today compared to the defense, who got after them pretty decent at times.
Well, I think that offensively, the positive takeaway is that at times they ran the ball effectively. I mean, they didn't gash anybody, but they ran the ball effectively at times. I think Star Thomas had his best day as a Vol. Certainly the benefit of being here a longer period of time and understanding the offense has showed up there. But the passing game was erratic. It was inconsistent. And defensively, they did some solid things. It's kind of a hodgepodge of guys at the back end in the secondary and at the receiver position. And it wasn't the best day throwing the football.
Yeah, the quarterback struggled. Talked to multiple people. George McIntyre was described by everybody as the most accurate, threw the ball the best, had the best day. Now, you put that together that he went mostly with the threes and some of the twos, and, you maybe don't look at it the same, but at the same time, with so many players out, and Tennessee had a ton of starters out, the corners and the receivers were kind of the same as far as like experience level.
Yeah, I think the question, and Josh Heupel talked about this afterwards, when you're evaluating this scrimmage, as much as everybody wants to know, well, who went 7 for 16 and who went 5 for 18 or 5 for 10 or whatever, it's about how did you manage at the line of scrimmage, how did you adjust, how did you do the things that you needed to do there, and it sounded like they were okay, the quarterbacks in general, according to Josh Heupel, but made it very clear they're getting close to naming the starter, and he's not ready to pare down any reps yet, which I think is a credit to what George McIntyre has not only done today, but what he's done the whole time. Because you've said it best, he was playing with house money.
No pressure.
A lot of people thought, do you get separation today? Do you trim it down maybe to 2 and you divide up the reps differently? Josh Heupel doesn't seem like he's ready to do that right now.
Defensively, you're missing some key players. Jeremiah T-Lander did not go in this. Obviously, in the secondary, it was Colton Hood had a red jersey on, so he didn't do any kind of contact. So that limits kind of his, ability to do anything major. And then it's a bunch of young kids. Colin Brazzell, Chris Brazzell's little brother, did pick off Joey Aguilar, had a pick 6 in the scrimmage. And so like you got a lot of young bodies getting an opportunity on a day like today to try to prove themselves.
Yeah, I think your takeaway if you're a coach on this deal, and nobody's paying me coaching money, and I'm not a coach. But I think it's truly about individuals and who do you feel like can help you? Who kind of helped themselves? Caleb Herring made some plays, and some guys showed up and made some plays as individuals. I think those were the things that you're going to highlight in this scrimmage as opposed to one position group or one side of the ball or, the passing game in general and that kind of stuff. So I think some individuals showed up at scrimmage 1, too many penalties, too many things that, you don't want to have happen, but always happen in the first scrimmage. You got to clean those up. Next week will be a big scrimmage because after next week they go into mock game week.
Yeah.
So next week is kind of that ending point next Friday where you're kind of like who's above the line, who's below the line. Maybe you don't name starters, but you got to know who's going to help you and who's not going to help you.
Yeah, who started today is really irrelevant. The starter, the first quarterback in was Jake Merklinger. The first center in the game was William Satterwhite. Will it be that way for scrimmage 2, right, on Friday? Will it be that way when you go into mock game week? The next 7 to 10 days will really tell the tale on a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, I think it certainly will. And that, again, I think you would like to hear better reports about the passing game.
Sure.
You got to get healthy at receiver. There's things the quarterbacks have to address and clean up. I think the bigger disappointment with that is it was just such a really slow start. Probably got better as the scrimmage went along to a degree at the quarterback position, but it just wasn't out of the gate what you were looking for, which was frustration. And that's what you go back to work on. But again, no starter was going to be named today. Nobody was going to win the job or win a job today. What you're trying to do if you're a player is put on tape to where you get more reps this week. And I think George McIntyre is certainly making his case to say, hey, I deserve as many reps as anybody else, which is sort of what Josh Heupel indicated in his post-press conference.
Give him some reps with the one offensive line. See what happens. He is Brent Hubbs. I'm Austin Price for the Volquest 2-minute drill.